All right, guess where I am? I am back in New Hampshire. I couldn't resist. The weather forecast looked good, and I had nothing to do at home. Still waiting to be called back to work. So I came up for a few days. The plan is to just fill in the sections I jumped over in the last 2 weeks. So I drove up last night, stayed at a hostel, and had a shuttle take me to the base of Wolf Mountain, which I just summited. It's all enclosed in trees. There's really nothing to see. Not a big mountain, about 3,500, just under 3,500 feet in elevation. Not an easy hike, just because they had a lot of rain yesterday. Trail's very muddy. There's a lot of rock ledge you got to scramble over, and everything is wet. So even though it's only a little over 4 miles to the peak, it was a pretty good climb. The plan is to go about 3 miles down the mountain to a shelter, and then tomorrow is a bigger mountain, which is Kinsman. There's a south and north peak, and then before I leave there's a small section to get to Mount Mist that I have to do. So that's the plan for the next 2.5 days, and I'll bring you along. Trees growing out of the top of the rock. This is the trail, just all mud. And then a rock ledge, and you got to work your way around it. Sometimes there's an around, but sometimes you're stuck walking through the mud. This is not a great mountain. Okay, I made it to Elijah Brook Shelter. Took me 8 hours to go 8 miles. Not good. It was a tough mountain. A lot of mud on the trail because it was a vertical climb. It was a lot of wet rock and wet ledge that you had to negotiate around as best you could. And it just took a long time. So I made it to the shelter. I'm tired. Tomorrow's going to be even tougher. The next mountain, Kinsman, is 1,000 feet taller. Excuse me. First mosquito of the day. I got a little injury just before I got here. Cut my leg on a sapling. Taped it up as best I could, but it should be fine. So tomorrow's a tough day, and I think it's going to rain tonight, so I'm staying in the shelter. So that's about it. I thought I had figured out the whites after last week's good trip to the Franconia and Mount Musalak, but there's just a lot of rugged terrain here, not well maintained, and with all the rain, just a mess of a trail. So it's tough. It's tough going. All right, I'll check in tomorrow. Thanks. the trail. A little bit of rock climbing. Good morning. It is Saturday the 11th of September. I am halfway up Kinsman Mountain. So it's 4,350 feet to the top. Got about another 1,000 to go. I'm about halfway and done about 1.3 miles from the shelter last night. The good news is it didn't rain last night. I wish I hadn't stayed in the shelter because some fellows came in late, made a lot of noise. Didn't quiet down till 9:30, and then it was a chorus of snoring all night long. So that's the roll of the dice when you stay in a shelter. So far, so good. I was walking up along a stream, but it's now veered away, and I have some rock ledge to climb, so it's getting a little more technical, but so far so good. I don't want to jinx it. Better than Mount Wolf yesterday, but we shall see. Okay, thanks. It's hard to see on the video, but it's getting very steep, very tough. Okay, I have summited both South Kinsman and North Kinsman. Neither had views with the cloud cover rolled in, but it's kept things cool, so I'm happy with that. The ascent, the last 600 or 700 feet, was quite a rock climb, very challenging, very steep, but it was good. And now it's a long descent, about 5.5 miles down to the Franconia Notch. And I have a shuttle to take me to a hostel for the night. So that's the plan. Not much to see, but if there is, I'll let you know. Thanks. So you have to go down this. There's little notches in the stone, but it's all slippery wet. This is what you deal with up here. It ain't easy. Lonesome Lake Hut.
You're right.
See what I mean?
You're right. I can hear the lake.
Can you hear the fish inside?
Okay, I made it back to my car. I finished my hike of Kinsman Mountain. Kinsman was a tough mountain, very challenging. The upper section is very rocky, very challenging. But even coming down was challenging, just trying to find footholds on the wet rock and get down safely. So I had to take my time. I did just over 8 miles in 9 hours, so it wasn't a fast hike. It was tiring. A little bit of rain towards the end of the hike, but not too much. But I'm glad I did it. Finishing Kinsman and Wolf yesterday, and tomorrow morning I'll finish a little section on Mist Mountain. I should be all caught up to the Franklin Ridge, so when I come back I can continue forward whenever that is. But it was a good day, a very tough day. I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I was able to share it with you. Tonight I'm at a hostel, and I'll finish up tomorrow. I don't think I'll film tomorrow. There's no views in Mist Mountain, so I'll just wrap that up and head on home. So that's all I got. I will thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks.